Right. And
Yeah, so I'm ready.
Say your name.
Nymasis, Nymasis.
How would you describe your sound?
My sound is conscious street indigenous hip hop.
You battle rap.
I got my chops battle rapping. It's a hobby today. It's for some it's a meal ticket, but when I came up, when I was doing my thing, it was more of a not a rite of passage, but it was more of like if you couldn't do it, then you was gonna not last in a circle full of wolves. I mean, it wasn't this competition. Get ready, because there's people who don't like each other in the battle circuit, but it was real spontaneous. It was real off the cuff that somebody would have a problem or somebody would cut somebody off or step on somebody's shoes, whatever happened that day, and then it was bigger problems. This dude and my cousin got into whatever it was that was being filtered into what was happening. Being able to come off the dome to represent yourself, represent the people you stand with. Something as simple as mic control today is being, it's not there. People just don't know how to hold a mic. They make good albums, they make good music, but live performances is a whole nother beast. So when you can't hear somebody on the mic, they're holding back here or you can't hear them. These things are essential mechanics for a modern day MC. Whether they're old school, new school, turn up, conscious, whatever they are, they need to be able to be heard clearly. And from my school of hip hop, if you didn't get heard, then how was you gonna win? If you wasn't getting your voice projected, then how was you gonna even pertain to the crowd around you? So yeah, that's where I got my chops. That's where I learned to freestyle. We go, and it's funny because it's a hobby now for a lot of stage acts. It's a lot of like, hey, y'all want to hear me kick a freestyle? That's cool. That's good. I think it's essential. That just you able to, exert who you are, what you represent, and not have to have nothing ready. You can have off the top, any beat, all that stuff. Be ready to represent yourself and those around you, hometown, all that good stuff. So yeah.
You do battle rap, but you do music as well.
Yes.
Is it hard to turn off the aggressiveness that comes with battle rap going into the studio?
It was, and it wasn't a switch that was unadaptable to music. It was more of a persona. It was more of an image that you had to uphold. Somebody as lyrical as a Drake could do those songs like that, but if you was to do the no, you couldn't really get away with, I'll bite your head off with the red off in it. You couldn't really get away with doing both, being both personas. You couldn't really get away with the soft woman, girly song image, and at the same time be like, I'm a spiritual lyrical game, like you couldn't do both necessarily. So it wasn't necessarily a switch that you had to be able to turn on and turn off, or an adaptability thing. It was more of a conscious persona that you have had, and that you maintained, because there's a lot of people that they hold on to that one thing, and it still rings true today, in something that happens on TMZ. If somebody, whatever people get caught doing now, that's who they are, So that's just one of those things that I think that once as an artist you're open up yourself, your vulnerability, you're willing to expose weaknesses, imperfections, and you know not the complete person, you know, ironically makes you more relatable to those around you, whoever's listening, and whoever wants to be in your spot. It used to be that guy's the best MC, he has the dopest lyrics, I want to be that guy. Now it's like, man, I had a hard time, when my mom passed, and this track in particular got me through, a breakup, got me through, med school. I hear all kinds of crazy notions that people tell me, and that I've heard through other people's music, that they tell them that they would have never ever expected their music to travel that far. So if I was telling them, anything, it would be to take yourself outside of that box, because you're the only one who puts you in that box. Your music could go to China, your music could go to Germany, your music could go as far as it can reach somebody as simple as, man, have you heard this? Man, check this out. And keeping yourself on a level that is not local, wherever you're from, but to keep a universal conscious level of elevation, and then you'll reach unbelievable levels.
I watched a couple of your battles. Why do you think, like in hip hop, there's a lot of beats, maybe on Dre,
Right.
just different people.
Right.
Why do you think it's hard for those rappers to have little issues and not be able to get past it, but then you see people battle rap and they completely destroy each other,
Right.
and are able to just leave it on the stage?
Well, it goes back to date the time that we're living in. I've been in literally thousands of battles, but you can only look up 10, 20, 30 if you know what you're looking for. Been in thousands of battles. So, like, if somebody gets punched on World Star, it ain't going nowhere. You used to be able to get away with something like that. Somebody might slide you when you're not looking, and you got away with it. Now you're on camera, it's there on YouTube, it ain't going nowhere. So that eats at a person's physical, that eats at a person's mentality of, man, that guy, even if it's just a battle, even if it's just a one-liner that really dropped and hit you, it's on social media forever. And whether they want to admit it or not, they go back and they look at it, and it eats at them a little bit more every time they do it. Somebody will say it out in the, whether it's a friend, especially if it's not a friend, man, he got you, he ate you, you was knocked out. It was the time that we're living in, everything is replayable. So as much as we would relive bad images already, you have to physically relive them every time somebody wants to replay a bad moment in your life. So I think that's where the grudges are harder to let go. I think it's harder to let bygones be bygones when it's there. It's a Google away from, as to where, a fight is just a fight. An argument is just an argument. When that happens, there's 10 arguments that's happened since I seen you. But that one is just there. You ain't seen it? Look. And it becomes more of an issue than helpful in technology.
Yeah. Now, Oklahoma City, who are your top 5 battle rappers?
Well, these are so that's one of those questions where it's like, what do you look for? If you're looking for bars, you know, you're looking at a duo, the Sick Prophet. If you're looking at personality, you know, you're looking at a D-Lo. You know, if you're looking for, you know, cleverness, and it's all in what you're looking for. You know, if you like somebody who's just